Always try to play a shot you know you can play. Golf is not a hitting contest, it's posting the best score you can post. Doesn't matter how it looks, it's just competing and getting the lowest round out there. John Rahm.
So the 17th at St Andrews, the road hole. This is one of the hardest par fours in the world. I mean, I'm standing here looking at this from the championship tee, which, let's face it, is a completely unrealistic challenge because I'm never, ever, ever going to get the opportunity to do this. So let's make it, should we say, more realistic and put it to a tee box, which is more in line to my skill and ability level. So we'll just move up a tee box to make it a bit more. But still, look at this. I mean, you've got to hit it over the hotel to get the ball in play. So I can show you here on the graphics, what the shot entails. So, I mean, you've got 150 odd yards just to the edge of the hotel there. And then to get it actually out onto the fairway is more like, come on, Bonnie, 165 yards to get it out onto the fairway. And if we go up there where the edge of the fairway runs out, that's 227. And if we then go up to the widest point of the fairway at 250, but as you can see that line does entail that you just got to go straight over the corner of this hotel. Brave pills at the ready. So how do we prepare for difficult shots like this? Well, it's pretty simple. We practice for it. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so you don't need a super fancy driving range like I've got here to practice something like this. But if you can get onto a simulator, it can help. But all I can do here is set myself up in a bay and point myself at the target. So I've chosen this pink target here is basically the hotel. So as long as I hit my shots that don't go to the right of the black target and everything is more left on that line, then I should be in pretty good shape. So as long as you can visualize it, you can practice it. A well-struck golf shot is 50% a mental image of the shot, 40% setup, and 10% swing. From Jack Nicklaus's Golf My Way, written in 1974. So this is the greatest player of all time, arguably, but, well, let's face it, he's the most successful at the time of recording this. Come on, Tiger. Telling us that he put a 9-to-1 importance on visualization and setting up.
Okay, so instead of just making generic swings that we believe are going to hold up in every situation, which is ridiculous because we're not robots. So it's actually, as a human being, you are incapable of making the same movement twice. So instead of doing that, I'm trying to now work on a specific shot because golf is about shots. It's not about swings. So I'm just hitting a 5-iron down here now just to kind of give an idea. And as you would see, this would have put me in play. I'm pretty happy and confident and feel like I could do that regularly. But you know what? Let's see if we can't improve on that. So I've upgraded now to my 3 hybrid. Now, I can tell you straight away, this just doesn't feel right in my hands. I don't like the feel or the look of this shot with this club for some reason whatsoever. And you only will hit a good shot if you are fully committed and genuinely believe inside that you can. And I didn't, so I didn't. And this is the root cause for a lot of bad shots. So it's like when you watch golf on TV and you see a pro hit a bad shot and the commentators jump all over them when they see their swing in slow motion and they analyze exactly what they did wrong. It's all rubbish because at the end of the day, the signals to our muscles come from our brains. The muscles will not fire on our own unless they get the right signal from the brain. So ultimately, poor shots come from lack of commitment to the shot or lack of belief in that being the right shot. Now, this, on the other hand, I felt great about this shot. This felt right to me. So I was committed to it and I hit a good shot because of that. Right, so we're up to driver now. might be the most obvious choice for most people when they saw the distance of this hole and the shot that was involved. But it doesn't just because it's the obvious choice, it doesn't mean the right choice. Is it the shot that you can commit to, and does it give you the results? Because contrary to what you might be believed, the golf isn't a long drive competition. Distance is only useful if the ball's in play, because the key metric is your approach shot. Yes, hitting the ball further then gives you a better chance of hitting an easier approach shot. But like I said, you can't hit an approach shot if you've hit it out of bounds. And this shot, I think I could get a bit in trouble with this shot here. So right, so up until now, I'm making full swings and just seeing kind of what I can do and what's going to fit into the shot I'm looking for. But now I've got my fairway wood back out again. I'm gripping down the shaft and I'm playing more of an abbreviated movement, more of a shorter swing, more of a compact, controlled movement. And this is my sort of fairway finding shot. Now, I think everybody should go to the range and have a play and see if they can develop some sort of fairway finding shot that they know is not going to be maximum distance, but it's going to get them out in play and hit the fairway more often than not. I mean, that's how Tiger came up with one of the sexiest shots of all time, the Stinger. It wasn't just to make a cool shot, it was to try and get the ball in play.
So instead of going into any serious depth about shot shaping, because that's a complete waste of time, there's already so much technical information around it. What we're lacking, though, is the experience, is getting out there and giving it a go. So on the driving range, it's the perfect environment to do this because it's a safe practice space to do it. So give yourself a reference point, a target that you don't want the ball to go any further right or left of, and then try and get the ball to move in the opposite way. Try and make it extreme to start, big hooks, big slices, and then try and rein it back in from there once you start getting the ball to move in the direction you want it to do. Trying to gain a little bit more control over this golf ball. It's not because you're going to go out there and start playing big slinging draws and big slinging hooks and things like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But being able to control the golf ball gives you a little bit more understanding because it's increasing your skill.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder.
Okay, so I've been playing 9 holes here at Virtual Golf around St Andrews. Just finishing off on the 16th here, which means that the 17th is coming up. So what I've done here is I've tried to create the pressure in my practice to make it realistic to see if this can transfer and put this into practice, basically. So I'm now played the 16th, and here we go. I'm now going to play the 17th for effectively real. I know it's a simulation, but still, it's real to me. So I'm going to go with the fairway wood because that is the shot and the club that felt right to me. It was the one I can now fully commit to, and this is the critical key bit. I can fully commit to this shot.
And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
hopefully I've made a little bit of a point there that, you know, your confidence comes from what you do in your practice. And if you're practicing effectively and you're creating the right environment to be hitting shots in under context, this is where you're going to develop that confidence from. But I'm going to play the rest of this hole out now. I'm playing from the rough, obviously, so I'm not going to be able to get a longer club up there, or I wouldn't be able to do in real life. So I'm hitting in a mid-iron just up towards the green. Now, this is a concept that I've been pushing on the channel for a while, that layups are not for pussies. Because it actually takes a lot of discipline and self-control to be able to hit a layup. But also, when you're aware of what is up ahead, you realize that you are frankly gambling. It is not the smart decision. If you're not familiar with this hole, then you may not realize that the road is technically in play. The out of bounds doesn't start until you get to the wall. So you could be literally playing from the road. But then the other part of it is the bunker. I mean, look at it. I mean, this is why in tournament play, this hole plays closer to a 5 than it plays to a 4. Because the reason the road hole at St Andrews is the most difficult par 4 in the world is because it was designed as a par 6. Ben Crenshaw. And obviously, Mr. Crenshaw there was a bit tongue-in-cheek, but what he meant by that obviously was the difficulty level of this hole. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting a lot of trust into my short game here, and I'm taking away the big numbers out of the round, which on difficult holes is definitely worth doing. But sadly, as you'll see, yeah, my wedge just landed on the little mound and rolled back down again. So it wasn't quite exactly the Hollywood finish that I'm sure you're all expecting. But I would say that that wedge shot, I had more success or chance of hitting a good wedge from that position than I had of hitting a good approach shot from the rough that I was in. Because at the end of the day, golf is not a game of great shots. It's a game of the most accurate misses. The people who win make the smallest mistakes. Gene Little.